You could be forgiven for thinking a predictable trend was happening. Familiar faces atop of the standings. But dig a little deeper and the picture painted is very different. There are guns back in the saddle, just getting their eye in. New Arsenal for a quietly spoken warrior. Unwavering determination when the odds might seem against them. The spirits and smarts worthy of the front line, and war horses that celebrate some great eras. Welcome to the Sunshine State for the Accent Benchtops Rally Queensland. Round 3 of the Bosch Motorsport Australia Rally Championship.
Gympie is our base for the weekend. Located about an hour's drive northwest of Noosa, Gympie boasts unique experiences for the whole family, famous music festivals and an emerging food and drink scene, all set against the backdrop of an impressive Golden Pass. Hi everyone, I'm Dean Herridge and welcome to the heat review today from Sunday for round 3 of the Bosch Motorsport Australia Rally Championship. It's Accent Benchtops Rally Queensland. So let's have a look at what's in store in Heat 2 for our teams. Different stages today, just under 90 competitive kilometres over 6 stages, 3 stages repeated twice, including one of the trickiest of the year, Glastonbury Long at 24 kilometres even, and we'll finish with the all-important 4.62 kilometre galvanised insurance power stage. Here's a snapshot of Heat 1, a day that Toyota would love to forget. Defending champions Harry Bates and Coral Taylor were the first to go just 2.2 kilometres into the opening stage, before teammates Lewis Bates and Anthony McLaughlin had a bigger off on the 4th stage of the day. This rollover seeing the pair unable to take any further part in the weekend. Luke Annear added to the team's woes with an off just 500 metres down the road from Lewis and destroying a clutch trying to get back on the stage. He and Malcolm Reed will be back out there today. The main Fixed Production Cup battle was intense with multiple lead changes throughout the day. Ultimately, Clayton Hoy and Pip Bennett came out on top, but only by 1.8 seconds to Molly Taylor and Andy Sarandis. In fact, Molly and quite a few of our teams had a holy cow moment in the morning loop, having to rely on some quick reflexes and talent to avoid some unwanted spectators. Fortunately, cows and sense of humour all intact. What a great day for the Maguire brothers, a double podium with Eddie and Zach breaking in second, and after a solid day's work, a delighted Steve Maguire and Ben Searcy in third. However, Heat 1 belonged to Scott Petter and Glenn McNeil, a near faultless drive and a clean sweep of stage wins. In the end, Scott wins the heat by just under a minute. Eddie Maguire banks another second in his Skoda, a career best third for Steve Maguire. Good run for a couple of young guns with Bodie Reading and Josh Wieben rounding out the top 10. That amazing day of competition in the main Fixed Production Cup saw both Clayton Hoy and Molly Taylor end up with a great outright result in 4th and 5th. Hoy with the Cup honours. A top effort also for Ryan Williams with a 7th outright and 3rd production. Well done to Justin Northey securing his 2-wheel drive win in the Lotus. Mitch Garrard held on to win the juniors. An impressive run for Ryan Smart and his Stanza, winning the 2-wheel drive classics by over 2.5 minutes. Before we get things underway here, we've had Charlie Barlow searching the Petters Rally Central, and she caught up with Heat 1 winner, Scott Petter.
Scott, great result for you yesterday with the Heat 1 win. So what's the game plan today? Do you throw everything at it and go for Heat 2, or do you play a little bit more conservative and go for overall?
Probably just drive, I think the pace is pretty good, and just, first 15k stage, just go in there and just see how the car feels and adapt from there. I mean, as you saw from yesterday, you have to be able to change pace depending on the conditions and depending on the environment that you're in. So that's the sort of the plan today.
Harry Bates, today is a brand new day, but how do you put yesterday behind you and have full focus on going all out for that heat win?
I guess one of the fortunate things about yesterday is that we had all afternoon to prepare and focus on today, knowing full well that we'd be out there going for maximum points today. So, yeah, it was a mistake on my part, but it's sort of, you have to, as a rally driver, put those things in the past. It's a part of our sport, and we have to just focus on today, focus on trying to get some stage wins and seeing if we're in a position to take maximum points at the end of the day.
Jamie Luff, there was some brilliant pace from you yesterday, but a brand new day, how do you replicate it?
I would do the same as we did yesterday. Obviously spooked us a bit seeing all the cars have their issues, so it was keep at it. The last loop through yesterday we picked up the pace and it all paid off well.
Steve, best ever result yesterday. So what's the game plan for today?
A few extra hours sleep would have been handy, but that won't get in the way of a good time today. No, we're going to go out and attack pretty hard and drive as fast as we can. And if you don't drive fast, well, sometimes the car doesn't work properly and you don't concentrate properly. So that's the plan.
Ryan, amazing battle heating up in the Production Cup this weekend. How do you go to better today?
I think I'll just keep going how I did yesterday. Molly and Clayton really turned it on yesterday afternoon. We had a good run through the first 3-4 stages, so we were pretty stoked with that. But then they turned on the heat in the afternoon, so credit to them, and I think they're going to keep going at it today. So we'll just hold on to what we can and find our feet and just keep it where it is and keep it on the road. And if we end up third again, we'll be stoked.
Okay, time to hit the forest stages. This is stages 9, 10 and 11. There was plenty of intrigue heading into Sunday's first 3 stages, with Harry Bates and Coral Taylor returning to action after their troubles on Saturday. The reigning champs first on the road and eager to make up for yesterday's lost opportunity. But the pair found it challenging as they could only manage second after the first 3 stages. A spin for the duo on SS10 also costing valuable time.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not totally happy with the balance of the car anyway. It's been a bit of a difficult, frustrating morning. So hopefully we can come out this afternoon with a bit more pace, but the roads are really slippery this year. I haven't done a Rally Queensland with such little grip before, so it's a bit of a different ball game and something I'm not used to.
Scott Petter and Glenn McNeil continued where they left off, winning the opening 2 stages. They couldn't complete the clean sweep with a rear bar issue after this off earlier in the morning, costing them time on the last stage.
He had a really slippery grass section in the middle of the second stage and we just bent one of the rear control arms, so it's towing out, not very nice, not driving very nice, so we just cruised through that one. We've got a lead unbelievably, which means we're going pretty good when the car's right, so it's good.
Following yesterday's disappointing finish, Alex Rouleau and Steve Glennie ended the morning in third, but were showing impressive speed. The pair putting everything on the line and claiming a stage win on SS11.
First one was really slippery. Second one, it had sort of patches that were really slippery, and then other spots that were full of grip. So, yeah, just sort of picked my spots, patient through the slippery stuff, and then, full send through the grip stuff. And then, in here, that was wild. Same power stage as last year. So, when you know the course a little bit, you try to send it. And, I think we had 3 or 4 moments in there. A reverse entry at the start, so just laughing with Steve.
The Main Fix Production Cup delivered the closest of finishes yesterday, and that battle continued to rage on today. Molly Taylor and Andy Sarandis were forced out of the rally after the first stage of the day with drive shaft issues.
So it turns out we've done a front right shaft where it's broken on the outer CV, it's damaged the hub. So basically that right front wheel is just floating. There's nothing holding it together. And then the rear left rotor as well seems to have disconnected itself from the hat. So unfortunately we're just waiting for a mate now.
Clayton Hoy and Pip Bennett with some minor dramas on the start line of SS9, but doing more than enough to hold on to the Cup lead heading into the service with 3 solid stages.
This stage here brings back a lot of memories from 3 years ago. I was trying not to get too excited because we've got it all to lose now, but that's one of my favourite stages. But yeah, I would like to have still been in a battle to push harder, but still great fun.
Ryan Williams and Brad Jones just 17 seconds adrift of Hoy.
Brew, she was slippery in there. I had to have my wits about me. We had a half spin in there. It was a bit of a stupid mistake with the sun strike, but Glastonbury, we had a really good stage. Screwed our head on, get in, get out as neat as we can, and Gympie Gold there, that's a good bit of hoot, so I had a good bit of fun there. It's a shame about Molly. I saw she was out after the first stage today, but Clayton and Bodie are definitely keeping us on our toes, so we'll just keep going how we are and enjoy it as well.
So after the morning loop of over 40 kilometres, Scott Petter leads by 16.5 seconds to Harry Bates. Alex Rouleau's stage 11 win keeps him close in third. Eddie and Steve Maguire just slipping back a little in fourth and fifth. Jamie Luff recovers after a slow start to 6th, 7th. And Peter Rouleau gaining confidence in 9th. Clayton Hoy leads Ryan Williams and Bodie Reading in the Main Fix Production Cup. Jason Linane is our two-wheel drive cup leader, just 6.1 seconds to Justin Northridge. And Jaden Glusky has stayed out of trouble to lead the juniors. Ryan Smart looking good in Trenching Systems Australia two-wheel drive cup. And now at the desk joining me is a couple of our up-and-coming ARC competitors in Alex Rullo and Mitch Garrard. Welcome to the desk and well done on a great weekend, guys.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you very much.
Start with you, Alex. I just mentioned you there in regards to stage win in there, in the power stage, and second today to Harry Bates. So the speed is coming, if not in the power stages, but in stages in general.
Yeah, the power stage was good. A few little tarmac sections in there, so yeah, suited me probably. And some big cuts as well through there. So yeah, tricky stage. It was the same as last year, so that was pretty helpful for me, and I was able to go out there and have a dip.
It's all well and good to get the power stage points, and obviously that's a key part of what we're doing is building points, but you've wanted to build on last year and get consistent on all the stages, and I feel like you're getting there with this car.
Yeah, we're definitely getting there. It would have been a good weekend had we not hit the tree stump yesterday, but yeah, I think our pace is there, and if it's not there, we're not too far off. So yeah, we've definitely made a lot of progress since, well, for Forest Rally was a big step up, and then we've maintained that for this round.
Mitch, going to you, mate. You're part of this junior battle, and it is pretty epic in there amongst you juniors. You've got to be obviously in a non-turbocharged car. At the moment, the leading crews tend to be in a Subaru four-wheel drive, and cutting your teeth in some good competition out there.
Yeah, it's between us, Molly and Jaden, we're having some pretty good battles, honestly. Molly was struggling a bit, just down on power for the weekend, but Jaden really turned it on. He made us push really, really hard and sort of have to choose when to sort of go for it.
You know what I like about that is when we spoke in Canberra, of course, you were involved in that battle in Canberra as well. Missed Perth for obvious reasons, a big trip for you guys to go from the East Coast. But the battles, you're pushing each other, and if you're going to build confidence and build a career in this sport, you've got to have those type battles, don't you?
100%. We're managing to push each other, and even Jaden's saying the same. We're pushing each other hard, and that's what we want. Like, that's the type of championship that we want. We don't want it to be easy.
The thing is, well, you're stepping up from a lot of state level stuff. You're finding that ARC is giving you some of that experience as well, stepping up into the main league?
Most definitely. Just the actual car control and just learning the sort of different areas. Like, we're travelling all over the country, essentially, learning different areas and just enjoying it.
And both of you are very much a team sport at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, family sport as well, let alone team sport.
Yeah, it's been good. Yeah, Dad's stepped up the pace as well.
Yeah, we won't talk about him at the moment.
So yeah, it's been good. I was talking to Luke and his co-driver Malcolm before, and obviously they've been out of it for this year until now, and he goes, yeah, everyone's just stepped it up, so the competition's awesome.
Well, you're both part of that. We're viewing as young guns, and speaking of that, so thanks for joining us on the desk today. Well done for a great weekend to both of you. Look forward to hopefully seeing you both at the next round. And young guns, we talk about that. Well, we've got a heap of them coming along, so we thought we'd actually send a couple of junior teams out who are coming through the ranks to play a game of giant Jenga. So enter Josh Wieben and his co-driver Nick Reed against the Luff brothers. Let's see who comes out on top.
Each team takes it in turns. You have 10 seconds to select your brick, 10 seconds to move. Only use one hand at a time. While taking your turn, you'll be asked random questions.
Let's play.
You can do the honours.
These are in Queensland, but this might be different. Scissors, paper. Rock. Scissors, paper, rock.
Hey.
Fish on.
Right, you got to read us a question.
How many ants would it take to lift an elephant?
36.
That's a pretty strong ant.
You didn't say how strong they were. Can you read, or is that always the driver?
What is your favourite smell?
Burning clutch.
Oh, I don't know. Probably VB.
Would you rather lose all your teeth or all your hair?
Oh gosh!
Don't scare me like that.
Hair. Hair?
Would you rather be 11 feet tall or 11 inches tall?
He already is 11 inches tall, so it wouldn't change much.
11 feet.
If you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Mango.
I don't think that's a meal.
Here's a good one. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Why not?
It's a roll.
And what's your favourite movie of all time?
One thing at a time.
3.
Do you look at your notes like that?
It was cars. I'm not listening to the thing anymore. I want to win this.
Who do you like more, Brad or Jamie?
And why is it Brad? Oh, Dodge!
Well done.
Good game. Good
I'm
game.
disappointed in the team. Full credit to these boys.
Now that it was under pressure, he was thinking about it.
So some fun characters there, and the Luff brothers come out on top. But it's time to move forward, and we catch up with the highlights from stages 12 and 13. So after 3 gruelling stages, crews returned to Petters Rally Central for some much needed time in service, as well as a top-up of Panther fuel. Filled up, the teams headed out for their second pass of the morning stages. And the battle for the heat win was going down to the wire. Petters and McNeil held a slender lead heading into stages 12 and 13, and that lead would quickly disappear. A puncher impacting their run on 12, with running repairs required on the Skoda.
Something feels a little bent in the rear, so in the fast stuff it's got some wobbles up and it's turning right-handers pretty well and left-handers are struggling, so it's not quite right, and it's not a stage you can push on when the car's not perfect. So yeah, the power stage is going to be interesting.
That issue opened the door for Harry Bates and Coral Taylor to take the lead of Heat 2. 13 seconds of difference heading into the galvanised Insurance Power Stage.
Yeah, we had a good run. I mean, Scott had a puncture in the last one, so he's now running without a spare, so it'll be interesting to see how hard he attacks this one, but we had a clean run. I'm very happy with it. The car's working much better on the swept road, so I think really we just really struggled this morning with how loose it was, but yeah, slightly better feeling this afternoon, so I'm happy with those two.
Further down the road, a potential podium finish for Alex Rouleau on Sunday looked less likely after this minor issue on stage 12. Rouleau doing enough to sit fourth.
That last run through there was pretty wild, so we'll probably clean a few things up, but yeah, it was good. We had a spin in the stage before this, so we dropped a bit of time there, so yeah, we'll have a crack. Some power stage points would be nice after yesterday, so we'll see what happens.
That issue allowing Eddie Maguire to jump into third for the heat and sitting pretty for a second place finish for the round.
Press narrow forward, flat brow stay left. Oh, well done. Flat brow stay left plus 50.
I don't think we'll send it like we did in Perth, but we'll still have a bit of a dip. But car felt really good through there. We're still making changes and they're just getting better and better. So, well, this time next year we might be fast.
After 13 stages, Jamie and Brad Luff put in another impressive showing, enjoying an exciting battle for fifth with Steve Maguire and Ben Searcy. Clayton Hoy was in control of the Production Cup, but Ryan Williams was on a charge, finishing with a flurry on stages 12 and 13. Ultimately, 34 seconds behind his main cup rival. Peter Rouleau and James Marquette, another pair taking advantage of his teammates' woes to also put in some impressive times. So after 13 stages, Harry Bates leads Scott Petter by 13.3 seconds. Eddie Maguire 8.6 seconds ahead of Alex Rouleau. Jamie Luff in a tight battle for 6th with Clayton Hoy. Ryan Williams and Bodie Reading round out the top 10. Clayton Hoy continues to lead Main Fix Production Cup ahead of Ryan Williams. Jason Linane leads Two-Wheel Drive Cup. Mitch Garrett in control of the juniors. And a change in Two-Wheel Drive Classics with Peter Dimmick now in front. Now joining me at the desk is the Mayor of Gympie. Welcome to Glen Hartwig, mate. Welcome and thanks for having us.
Mate, massive weekend. Wheels on Mary kicked off. You know, our residents love to have you guys up, and you know, even here this afternoon, we've still got residents coming out to see the presentations. Very grateful to have you here. Grateful to be a part of the rallying calendar, and as we say every year, look forward to next year and many more to come.
It's a massive event for us, and we look forward to coming. But it seems like the locals are starting to embrace a little bit of our rallying as well.
Yeah, look, you know, 20% of our regional population, so 7,000 square kilometres, comes into Mary Street on a Friday night. So that's a massive achievement for anyone, and or for any part of the country. So they love it. they show up here every day, Saturday and Sunday, because they do love it a lot. And yeah, look, we just want to see more of it.
It's just part of it, but we also get to showcase not only Gympie itself, but some of your stages are some of the best in Australia in regards to challenging our Australia's best drivers.
Yeah, look, haven't driven them myself, so I don't think that'll be allowed in the council vehicle. But look, I was out at the spectator point there this afternoon, and it's just it's great. There was hundreds of people out there enjoying the action and the tight corners and that sort of stuff. So yeah, look, we just want to work with you guys and have this event get bigger and better every year and make it the premier event on the circuit.
Well, it's definitely joined part of that, mate. Thank you so much to you and your staff. It's been a fabulous effort again. We can't wait for a bigger and better next year if there's such a thing. And thank you so much for all your help.
Any day, mate.
Good on you. Thank you for that. It's time to get to the power stages, the galvanised insurance power stage at stage 14 of Rally Queensland. With bonus points on the line, there was everything to play for in the galvanised insurance power stage. And it would be Harry Bates and Coral Taylor first off the line. The pair eager to repeat their 2023 heroics on the Gympie Gold stage and make up for a difficult Saturday. Harry Bates fastest and claiming maximum points and the heat win.
Not perfect, but pretty good, and the time was the second off last year, which I think given the slipperier conditions this year is not a bad effort. But yeah, I'm really sorry to the team for my mistake yesterday. It's pretty costly and obviously has put a dent in our championship aspirations, but just thankful to them that we were able to repair it and come back fighting today. And, today didn't go perfectly either, but we've still salvaged a reasonable result out of it.
While Harry had a day to remember, the margins were certainly close. Bates taking the power stage win by just 1 second over Alex Rouleau and Steve Glennie, who pushed hard but fell just short.
Yeah, last couple of straight stages were tricky. We had a spin in the first one of that loop. Second one, just not too much confidence, and then yeah, left pretty much everything in that one.
Ultimately, just 5 seconds would separate the top 5. In third, Eddie Maguire gave it everything, but may have pushed too hard, costing him a chance at the win.
Stay right, flat brow, 70, 9 right short, finish. Easy.
Yeah, that last bit just...
Yeah, I think with the changes, I can feel more progress coming. I think we've just got in the window now, so I think we can. I think we can. I've got a lot of confidence now. We can go a bit quicker.
Fourth quickest on the stage, and the round winners, Scott Petter and Glenn McNeil, enjoying a massive victory that would put the team well and truly in contention for this year's championship.
We hit a rock and had a flat and bent something, so the car's not perfect, so we couldn't push in the power stage too much, but we got here and, it's been an eventful weekend. We've been pretty lucky versus some others, so, good luck to them and hope to see them all back for Gippsland, which is my home rally, in 8 weeks.
Meanwhile, Peter Rouleau and James Marquette put in another great performance on a galvanised insurance power stage. 5th quickest and only 4.7 seconds off the pace.
A couple of messy spots, but overall pretty good, I think.
Main Fix Production Cup honours would go to Clayton Hoy, fastest of all the runners on the power stage and the quickest on both Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, we're just having fun in there. That's one of my favourite stages, and I would have loved to have gone harder, but that would be kind of silly.
Yeah. Queenslanders Ryan Williams and Brad Jones also enjoyed a solid run and 10th quickest on the day's last outing, behind 2023 Cup winners Bodie Reading and Mark Young in 9th.
I can't thank everyone that's helped me enough. It's actually pretty emotional. I just wanted to get through today. It was so awesome. From my mistakes last year, I hope I've made it up for it this year.
So Heat 2 results after the galvanised insurance power stage sees Harry Bates come out on top by 14.7 seconds over Scott Petter. Eddie Maguire stays in front of Alex Rouleau. Steve Maguire 5th for the day, just 8.2 seconds in front of the Luff brothers in 6th. Good job by Bodie Reading to hold off Luke Annear and round out the top 10. A fantastic weekend for Clayton Hoy and Pip Bennett to win the Main Fix Production Cup. Jason Linane in the Honda takes Heat 2 for the two-wheel drive cup, and Peter Dimmick holds out Dave Thompson to win Trenching Systems Australia two-wheel drive classic. Mitch Garrard impressive and takes out juniors. Overall for the weekend podium, it looks like this. Scott Petter and Glenn McNeil, massive weekend for them. His first championship round win in 10 years and puts him well and truly in the fight for the season. Eddie Maguire, Zach Breakey second again and stacking up the podiums. And first time and best result out for Steve Maguire and, of course, Ben Searcy on board. Fantastic result there for a great podium and looking excellent in the season. But joining me, Heat 2 winner. Didn't rank in the overall podium, mate, but still leading the championship. Harry Bates, interesting weekend for you, to say the least.
Yeah, not the ideal weekend. It's an event I love, and it was one that I think we could have done quite well at were it not for a mistake for me on stage one. So, yeah, disappointing to have lost a bag of points on day one, but equally very happy with how the team and I and Coral as well bounced back for day two, and happy with how today went.
How do you bounce back from that? I mean, the mistakes so early, 2 kilometres, you don't even really get warmed up in 2Ks, you did more in a shakedown. To sit out yesterday, is that hard mentally to bounce back to go, I have to make today count?
Yeah, it is hard. It's frustrating. You sort of go into today knowing that you haven't got a feel for the car at all yet. 2K is not enough to do that. And to be honest, we did struggle this morning actually against Scott and Glenn. They had great pace on the unswept road this morning and we didn't. So left some work for us to do this afternoon, and we probably got a bit fortunate that Scott made a small error and got a puncture on the first run of the afternoon. So yeah, it's been one of those weekends, the tale of two sides for me. A very positive Sunday, much like WA from that point of view, but a pretty tough Saturday.
Well, for both of you leading the championship, you and Scott Pett are now very close in that regard, are both having a few little hits and misses, so it's sort of tagging out. If you could land a solid weekend, and those Enduros are coming there, those big points are going to be really important in the back half of the season.
I was just thinking about that this afternoon. We're both, I guess, we both have sort of interrupted preparations. We've both got other things going on in our lives, and I reckon that's part of why we end up making small mistakes during these events. But it's probably going to be the defining factor for the rest of the season, really, because we're both driving quickly. We're both trying to get the most out of the cars we've got underneath us. But whoever makes the least mistakes from here may well be on top of the championship podium at the end of the season.
Now, we're talking how good the depth of the championship is at the moment, but do you see, is Scott your marked man now halfway through?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the depth of the championship at the moment is incredible. You look at today, and Scott and I were split by 2 drivers on the power stage in Alex Rouleau and Eddie Maguire. So that's exciting for the championship. They're showing strength and really sort of filling out those top 5 times and showing that they can be right there in the fight with Scott and I. But if you look over the course of a day like today, Scott and I sort of had the edge on the longer stages, and I think that's going to be something that continues to play out for a bit longer while the others continue to find their consistency. But they're coming. It's a full-on time to be sort of the hunted guy, because there's not just one, there's not just 2, there's probably 4 or 5 guys hunting us.
Difficult for you, but fantastic for us, mate. Well done on a great fight back for you and the team. Massive weekend for you. Good luck for the rest of the season on that, so well done. And saying that, we've obviously got some other great Cup performances throughout the weekend, and Charlie Barlow's been catching up with all of them.
Peter Dimmock, a 2-wheel drive Classic Cup winner for 2024, but it wasn't without a couple of hitches along the way.
No, that's right. We're sort of running sort of third all day yesterday, and then Clay went out with a blown diff, and then today we were running second, and on the second last stage Ryan blew an engine. So he couldn't get anywhere near those guys up here, local boys, on their home ground.
Justin Northedge, a very successful weekend for you in Queensland, taking away the 2-wheel drive Cup win.
It is. We're incredibly happy. I want to thank Grow Life, and I want to thank my other sponsor as well, James Johnson, with his company. Without them, I couldn't be here. And the biggest thing I want to do is also thank my 2 kids. So for Ava and Tiffany, this one's for you as well. And the big thing I have to say as well, Scott, who was with me all the way, my navigator, and our service crew. So I really want to thank those guys. Could never do it without all them. So thank you very much.
And had Clayton Hoyer, the Main Fix Production Cup winner. Congratulations. That was quite the battle, but a faultless weekend from you.
Pretty much. The car went quite good. We had a few little problems, but not much. Other than that, yeah, it's as good as you could ever hope. Coming here, I haven't been to an ARC for 3 years, so you're always a bit like a fish out of water. But yeah, it all come together. Like, that's all we could ever hope for.
So looking at the championship points, it's very tight at the top now. Harry Bates, 197, so just 3 points between him and Scott Petter. Eddie cements that third position on 178. And, of course, great effort by Alex Rouleau, 143. And rounding out the top 7, although scoring no points this weekend, Lewis Bates with 116. So getting tight in the championship battle. Next, we're off to the middle of everywhere. Gippsland Rally in Victoria for round 4 of the championship. It's going to be held on the 9th to the 11th of August. And if it's anything like we've seen here in Queensland, it's going to be another great battle and one to watch. Of course, you can keep up to date with all the information and news on rally.com.au. Review the results on the Subaru Results Hub. And we look forward to your company in Victoria. Until then, bye for now.